The Best Feedback We've Ever Gotten from a Patient by Emily Davis, PT, DPT. In the world of rehabilitation, we measure success in small steps: improved range of motion, better balance, reduced pain, improved independence, renewed focus. But sometimes the most powerful outcomes can't be charted on a graph. Sometimes they come in the form of a simple, heartfelt phrase from a patient who's just turned a corner. One of those moments will stay with us forever. I feel capable again. Those 4 words came from a man who had every reason to believe he wouldn't feel that way again. He was 60 years old. A stroke had taken his independence almost overnight. Tasks he once handled without a second thought, driving, working, caring for himself, were suddenly beyond reach. The recovery process felt foreign. He was unsure of what was possible, overwhelmed by what had been lost, and like many stroke survivors, haunted by the question, will I ever get back to being me? But something changed when he slipped on a VR headset. At first, it was unfamiliar. Then it was fascinating. And before long, it was empowering. He began training his eyes, balance, and motor control through simple, targeted, immersive activities. The goals were clear, the environment's calming, the feedback immediate. Each movement, each success was rewarded not with a chart or score, but with a renewed sense of ability. With each session, the man began to rebuild something essential: his confidence. I started to feel successful again. I felt like I was doing something that mattered, and that I was good at it. Behind this transformation was not just the headset, but a clinician, a physical therapist, who chose to do things differently. She wasn't satisfied with traditional tools alone. She saw the potential of immersive technology to engage patients emotionally, not just physically. She brought virtual reality into her sessions, not as a gimmick, but as a lifeline. And for this patient, it was just that. I don't know where I would be without VR, he told us. My independence and returning to work, I relate that solely to using VR in my recovery. I owe my life to the PT who brought this into my care. Those are words we don't take lightly. They remind us of why we do what we do. Recovery is more than a clinical checklist. It's a restoration of identity, purpose, and self-belief. For many patients, the hardest part of rehab isn't the exercise. It's the emotional weight of feeling left behind by their own body. VR gives us a way to meet people where they are, in a place of frustration, fear, or fatigue, and offer something radically different. A space of control, where the patient sets the pace. A space of dignity, where challenges are presented without pressure or judgment. A space of possibility, where even the smallest movement feels meaningful again. What made this man's feedback so powerful wasn't just that he regained motor function. It was that he began to believe in himself again. He started making plans, returning to work, living independently, reconnecting with his daily life. He no longer saw VR as just part of therapy. He saw it as the turning point. In rehab, patients don't always remember their exercises. They remember how those exercises made them feel. They remember the first time something felt doable again. They remember the first time they didn't feel like a diagnosis, but like a person. That's what this patient gave us with his words. A reminder that behind every technical breakthrough is a human one, and that the best feedback isn't a 5-star rating. It's a life regained.
Together.